Ooh, I like this. The lights, cameras, action. My name is Sophia Rajab. I'm a human rights lawyer and I'm obsessed about accountability for sexual violence. I am the creator and host of the Dear Law podcast that focuses on sexual harassment in the legal profession. But today, we are talking about sexual harassment through the mobile phone.
I'm Jules, content creator, entrepreneur.
I'm Ty, stand-up comedian and lawyer.
My name is Wanjiru. I am a content creator and I'm here with my boyfriend, Ben. Do you want to introduce yourself?
Yeah, hi, my name is Ben Psycho. I'm an artist, content creator, as well as a podcaster.
Yeah, get like weird dick pics. The phone becomes a conduit to sexual harassment.
Someone sent me nudes and I was like, wow.
But it's a constant hi. How you doing? What are you doing? It is not okay.
Okay, you can walk in.
Today we're going to be answering some questions from Truecaller. So Ty,
Let's go.
what is sexual harassment?
Yeah.
Okay. Now you know, I know how to do it, and then be like, oh.
I think sexual harassment is words or actions of like a sexual nature that someone will like give to you which are unsolicited.
For me, it would be any physical action against my body, not even against my own body, but even written, that's not consensual.
When you're calling it sexual harassment, it's usually unwanted, unwarranted. Somebody has already said no and you keep kind of pushing. Yeah.
Sexual harassment is when you receive unwanted or unwelcome sexual advances, and that could happen anywhere. That could happen at home, that could happen at the office, that could happen in the street. So there's an interesting question on whether or not you actually have to say no to a sexual advance. And for the person who is essentially the perpetrator, understanding that it's an emphatic no. And it's interesting how the law is framed, because the way in which the law is framed requires the victim of the offense to communicate to the perpetrator and make them aware that those advances are unwelcome. So it's really shifting the responsibility and shifting the obligation to the victim rather than to the perpetrator.
If someone is complimenting you, is this still harassment for you?
Oh, for me as a guy.
Yeah, you're like, bring them all.
For us guys, I don't know if we have a lot of
For you, it's just like, yes,
no,
give it to me.
No, not
give it
yet.
to me, sweetie.
I feel like this is gonna get me in trouble after this.
No.
Of course, there are boundaries, like you just can't come talk about some specific part.
But I think it's also the relationship I have with that person. Like if they're my friend or it's someone I know, I'll give them compliments, yeah? But also because as a guy, sometimes I'll actually see a girl I like and I want to compliment her. I could say something and I just move on with my life like nothing happened. But for her, maybe it was like she felt unsafe.
Compliment, but keep it PG. If I meet you today and you're here telling me how my boobs look nice, it's like, why? I don't know you. Who are you? But then if we've been building something, then you're able to say, okay, now I guess I can go to the next level.
We start from the forehead down.
Yeah. And even at that point, if I still say...
For me, I think it's the how or how you or what you talk about. So like if you say like, you have a nice ass, and I do not know you, you're a complete stranger, I would feel a bit
awkward. What if you say you have nice elbows? Like this is just the way I saw you pose.
So if someone is complimenting you, it really depends on the context in which that compliment is being given, and also sometimes it depends on the person who is giving you that compliment. So it's both what is said, how it's said, who says it, where it's said. So it's a whole like ecosystem of different elements of the offense.
What is mobile phone harassment? What does it look like?
I don't know if to call it sexual harassment.
Yeah.
Like I've told you about Weird Willy Police. Okay, that's how I've saved him on my phone because he keeps on texting me all the time. But it's nothing like about my body, but it's a constant hi.
Sending me unsolicited or unwanted messages, nudes, and then even after blocking and telling you that I don't want to have this communication.
If you get someone's number without their consent, or like if you give out someone's number, and then I guess even like getting access to someone's information and then calling them like at the weirdest times.
For me, I get like weird people who send me they're dick pics or they send you like, and it's so weird.
Someone sent me nudes, so
Yeah.
which I had not asked for.
Okay.
Yeah, and I was like, wow, if I'm the one who done this, I can only imagine how that would.
It's unfortunate.
I've gotten a couple from guys as well.
Okay. But you
like-
don't think of it as harassment, do you?
No,
Okay.
I just feel like if I think of it as harassment,
You're taking
I'm
it
too soft.
A lot of women and men experience sexual harassment through their mobile phones. So it's sending explicit photos, it's sending explicit content, sending pornography. So all those things happen through your phone, and essentially the phone becomes a conduit to sexual harassment. 1 in 5 Kenyan women experiences some form of mobile sexual harassment. And what is interesting is that it's only 11% of that 1 in 5 that actually consider it sexual harassment. And one of the reasons is just how normalized sexual harassment has been, that you don't even recognize that it's happening to you. And so you begin to even accept violations of your rights just because you just don't know any better.
True or false? Close to 50% of mobile harassers are inmates.
I hadn't thought about that.
Yeah, like,
I would say true.
Yeah.
For me, it's not calls,
Yeah.
it's text messages.
I think 50% is a big number, but it's weird because now how do you report them to the police? They're in jail.
Already.
For some weird reason, there was this season where they really were calling me a lot. I was even like,
Calling,
say
and you
stuff.
pick up.
So it's not surprising that a lot of these calls come from prison, because prisoners have a lot of time on their hands and there's a lot of corruption in prison. So you have a lot of contraband getting into prison cells, and people use this as, an opportunity to pass time, to just make money. And I think it's really important that everyone takes responsibility in at least making sure that the mobile service providers or whoever it is that you can engage with through your mobile phone, you report these numbers.
Where do potential harassers get your phone number?
I wouldn't know. And I would love to know.
Do you think they still use the law of probability? Like 0722
Maybe.
855. That's somebody's number.
Maybe.
It's so fun in games
So
that
they
you
write it down
record.
in their whiteboards.
Yeah.
They're like, okay, we've
But it's
done
so
this
fun in
number, we've
games.
done this number, we need to do this number now.
Me, whenever you go to people's places and they tell you to write your name, ID, phone number, date of birth, county you were born, I'm just like, where are you taking this data?
At the security desks, I always omit one number or because I always assume
Who taught you that?
I
did.
You did.
Or places where you pay by M-Pesa.
Ah.
And I don't know if there's somebody who goes around paying for
Collecting.
phone numbers. Yeah.
Others, I feel like the inmates, it's like they have a lottery every day in Kamiti. Today, lucky number 0724 is getting called. But if someone cracks a joke, is it still harassment?
Yes. They tell you something offensive. And then they cover it up with something nice, but that's how they're trying to hit on you.
As someone who makes jokes for a living, I think the places I've been guilty. Not because I had the mal intent to like, today I've come to harass you, like today I woke up to I'm going to harass you. But maybe I didn't understand the effect it had on that other person.
I think you should be very sensitive of the people who you're cracking it to.
But what happens like if I've met you, I don't know much about you.
Oh, yeah.
Like you're naturally a funny person, right? So maybe if you met somebody,
Yeah.
you'd be more inclined to just crack a joke.
There are areas you just don't talk about. Don't talk about weight. Don't talk about. Don't even
No
talk
matter
about
how-
their color. Don't
Yeah.
talk about their body features.
Jokes don't necessarily equal sexual harassment. It is the kind of joke that is told, it's the context of the joke, it's the innuendo. So even if it's a joke, but it is offensive to the person receiving it, then that is sexual harassment. And I think it's important to not joke about sexual harassment and not to trivialize it, because what we are doing essentially is trivializing the pain of survivors and victims of this very terrible offense. It has an impact on your life, on your health, on your well-being, on your work, on your livelihood. It's really, really important to see the humanity in somebody else and just not sexually harass.
How many times does it need to happen to be considered harassment? Once is enough for me.
If I have communicated that I don't want you calling me, and then you persist, then that's harassment.
Yeah.
Yes.
I have not been classifying most of these things as phone harassment. I just look at them as disturbance or annoyance. So
Yeah,
I'll
it's just
block
come to
you.
Anakumbwa.
Would you report a mobile phone harasser to the police?
To be honest, no, because I don't know if the police would take me seriously.
You know, there's a cyber crime in Kenya.
Yeah. For me, I would just block you, and then you wouldn't have access to me, and then you'd become like a forgotten.
Then what if I get another number and call you again?
I'll still block you. Like, we'll do that block once, block twice.
So you keep blocking all those numbers?
Yeah. You think you have
energy.
time. Have you met me?
Someone once sent me a picture of herself. Without clothes on. Like she sent me nudes which I had not asked for.
Yeah.
My first reaction was not I need to go to the police though.
I don't know. I feel like as us men, like just reporting stuff to the police as the first instinct, that's a bit
Is not.
weakling, you know. It's a bad attitude. I feel like the right way to do it
Yeah.
is reporting it to the police.
Honestly, given the nature of our criminal justice system, given how long cases take, how really police don't take this seriously, so that becomes a deterrent for victims to come forward. But reporting is really, really important. It's important to document the violation. It's important to call out the bad behavior, and I think that's what we need to be doing.
How can women and men protect themselves from mobile phone harassment?
Use everything possible, Truecaller, block. You insist on reporting?
Yeah, I think reporting is good. Whether you think something will be done or not, you just do your due diligence and report it.
If someone becomes a bit too much, for me, blocking is not. At first, it's ignoring. Okay, actually, first it's reasoning, then ignoring, then okay, I'll block you.
Before I pick any call, I just say send a text message if I don't know you. Then of course I go to call and I'm like, okay, this is Tash so and so. But I'm
Seeing
like,
their government name
exactly.
is weird, yeah?
It is.
Like-
But sometimes I see Truecaller gives you the number about how other people have saved
Yes,
him.
yes, yes.
So if a bunch of women are all like, this is
Stalker.
stalker James, then you'll be like, okay.
It allows you to mark things as spam, like on this sort of, other people in your area know that this is a problem.
Yeah.
This number is a problem. Yeah.
It's important for victims to also feel empowered, and they can use tools that are within their disposal to try and, stop it if it happens once, and even take measures to try and reduce instances of sexual harassment. You can use the platform of Truecaller to block potential perpetrators, or even report perpetrators. I think it's really important for us to take proactive steps to call out bad behavior. It is not okay.
Truecaller, take one.
Okay, we're going to do the first take of this, and then we're going to see how it goes, right?
Yes,
No,
give it to me.
no, not
Give it
yet.
to me, sweetie.
The persistence.
I think I'm hurt, and I think I need.
You need help?
Yeah, I need help.
The professional is here. She's like taking notes.
Oh, is this the
Yeah,
sexual
she's-
harassment professional? Yeah. Okay.
Sorry. Sorry.
Mouth. Wait, you also need to leave. Go south.
You were so dramatic. I was like, okay.
Yeah, you're supposed to be emotional.